Hello, STP here, top of the league, 6 points clear. We'll get onto that in a second. This week's review, first game is Peking De Bruyne's versus Colo Colo FC 3. This was a close game heading into the final day. It looked like Flops could actually get the victory, which would have been good because I think he's on 3 or 4 straight losses, so he needs to break that. He did once again field a player who didn't play, David Luiz. Need to pay attention. Take your phone to work, nip for a piss, have a quick check, but you cannot keep playing players who are on the bench. You did have some good scorers though. You had Son with 17 and Callum Wilson with 24.5, and even your keeper Fabianski got 12.75. Colo Colo though, he saw you off with 113 points. That's versus your 89.25. Ryan Fraser, juggernaut this season, scores well even when Bournemouth don't particularly play well or win. Ruben Loftus-Cheek with a goal. I don't think that'll be 23 points he got. I don't think that'll be every week. Shaqiri, new transfer for Colo from me, and he got 15 points. Sane with 21, Zaha with 13. The rest kind of very ordinary. But yeah, Colo gets the victory. So well done, Colo. The second tie to go over would be the Chudley Cannons 3 versus the Scranton Stranglers. So this is the lowest scoring tie of the week. And yeah, Scranton Stranglers got it with 70.25 points versus 43 points for the Cannons. The Cannons, I mean, he played, how many did he play? There's one player, two players scoring 0 points, Mane who didn't play and Ben Davies who didn't play. The rest of his players scored bog all. You've got Wayne Hennessy with -5.5, 4.5 for Sturridge. It was a really bad game week. Lucas Digne, or whatever, Dean, or however you pronounce it, he did alright, 14.5. He's a good pick. I've been trying to get him. He'll do well to keep him in all year. Scranton Stranglers, also pretty ordinary. Shane Duffy, normally a high scorer, getting sent off. Goodmanson, 9.5. Milovic, 13.5. Boring. 70.25 gets the win for Scranton Stranglers. So there you go. The next tie was the Bukaki Jackies versus the Sani Mani Happy Days. I needed Sani Mani's to lose, and I needed to win to get that 6-point gap, and guess what? That's what happened. So Kyle got the victory here, 117.25 points versus 68.25 with the Sani Mani Happy Days. Kyle did well with his midfield, and his strikers, barring Chicharito, did very well. Every one of them scoring above 10. Harry Kane getting 22.5. Did pretty well, assist and a goal. Jesus got a game in place of Aguero, 10.5, 13.5 for Maura, Philippe Anderson. West Ham have got a pretty good run over Christmas, so I think he'll be a good point scorer, 11.5. And Mahrez with 31, who's his top scorer. Looking at Jura, he got 20.5 for Matt Doherty, who is unbelievable, to be fair. Kyle pointed out that he's only twice scored under 15 points this season, which is incredible. How long can that continue though, I don't know. And the rest of his team, pretty ordinary. He only had one other, who was Jesse Lingard, who scored above 10. So a pretty disappointing game week, and yeah, opens up a bit of a gap to the league leader, who is me. So bringing you on to me, so I was playing Tin this week. Tin scored 109.25, pretty decent. He could have won me that. I hear you say, nope, 165.5 STP. I open up the gap at the top of the league to 6 points. That's 2 wins over a busy schedule, so there's an opportunity to extend that as well. And that's the highest score of this season so far. Well done to me. So let's have a look at Atletico and Pricked. So Virgil van Dijk, 25.5, got another assist. James Maddison with 25.5 as well. Eden Hazard 22.5, so he scored pretty well. Martial with 12.5, but I did have a pretty good game week, and I've not scored highly for a while, to be fair, so I was probably due one. So pretty much all but I think 2 players, all but 2 players scored above 10, which I think is where the score came from. 8 for Azpilicueta and 7 for Albrighton. Everywhere else scored above. Standout performers, you've got Kieran Trippier back in the 11, 16.75. James Milner finally started since I got him from Gabe, got 20 with a goal. Ericsson looks like he's now picking up where he left off last season after starting off the season pretty slowly. Got 19. Seri, 14.5. Key pass galore. Robert Snodgrass, who was amazing before West Ham signed him when he was at Hull, now seems to have dropped onto some form. So he got 30 points, and he was my top scorer this week. Jimenez, who's a points machine, 15. Richarlison, 13. Pickford got a key pass, get in, 12 points. So all in all, that's my best game week of the season, and I needed to kind of come up with the goods to enable me to pull clear at the top. So yeah, that's the fixtures. Let's have a quick look at the table. So at the bottom of the league, you've got Peaking De Bruyne, who's on a 5-game losing streak. He has 9 points, so 3 points separates him and the Cannons, who